What's up, everybody? Welcome to another glamorous, glorious Tuesday videos. Junior revs his engine, and the tires smoke green, and his car is also on fire. Not really. We went back into your garage.
That's amazing.
How'd she like donut into your garage? Anyway, we bring you some little bit of news for the month of May, as well as some nudes for the month of May. Starting off with some starting off with some video game releases coming out. Let me get back into Junior's car. Started off, games that have already come out are Battlezone and Super Mega Baseball 2, as well as Total War Saga, Thrones of Britannia, and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. That shit's out, which I didn't know came out, actually. I saw it was like, oh, here's a Donkey Kong game that's coming out. Cool. When's it coming out? It already did. Thanks.
Yeah.
Nintendo, you fucking sluts. More games you got coming out this month are they're bringing back Conan Exiles. That's coming out for the PS4, Xbox One, all that fun stuff. The Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, Steins Gate 0, Laser League, Battle Chasers, Night War, Little Witch Academia, Chamber of Time, Shin Megami Tensei, Strange Journey Redux. That's a whole mouthful. Jesus. What?
Shin Megami Tensei.
That's for the 3DS too. Jesus. Oh my God, your microphone just ate itself. We got Far Alone Sales, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. That's for the Switch. Little Nightmares Complete Edition also releases for the Switch. The Elder Scrolls Online Somerset Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2. Runner 3, State of Decay 2, Tennis World Tour, Dark Souls Remastered. I'm totally gonna get it. I thought it was supposed to come out for the Switch, but I haven't really seen too much on it. I mean, I could. I think
it's coming out all together, like all three of them at the same time.
That could be true. Well, because it's listed here, but it's only listed for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So someone's goofing. Detroit Become Human also comes out this month. Sudden Strike 4 European Battlefields Edition, another mouthful to say. Sega Genesis Classics. The Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection comes out this month as well, which I heard there was like, I think you pre-order it or you buy something and you get a bunch of stuff out of that as well as the games. I don't really recall what it was, but Liar Princess and the Blind Prince. Yo, that's a Vita game. Vita has some,
Wait,
oh my God. Vita game. Someone just got ran over and it caught me off guard. Yeah, we have a PS Vita game coming out.
That's crazy.
Right? That's wild. I might not buy it. Harvest Moon Light of Hope is actually to be announced. Might not come out this month. As well as Lumines Remastered is still to be announced, but they believe it's going to come out this month. Those are your games coming out for the month of May. If I missed any, please let me know in the comment section below.
Wait,
as far
Detroit
as
comes out this month?
Yeah, the 25th, I believe it's.
Why did the demo just come out then?
Because yeah, it comes out May 25th. Oh my God, it comes out May 25th. I don't know why they released the demo so early. It was,
No, this is late for a demo. If the game comes out the same month.
When I say early, yeah, the game comes out. They usually release it like a month before, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It could be just one of those days that they forget.
I mean, the game's easy.
Well, the demo's easy. I mean,
well, it's just a choice base. You gotta find like all the facts and stuff, but
so like Heavy Rain.
Yeah, it's made by the same people.
I kind of figured.
Heavy Rain is the worst one for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, everyone loves that game, but I figured out within 5 minutes after the first clue. And I literally put the controller down, and I was like, alright, I figured it out. I don't need to play this game anymore.
I played the game for myself all the way through, and then I watched it all the way through. But playing it, you you build a connection with some of the characters or whatever, and then certain things happen, and you're just like, why?
Nah, I watched it, like most of it. I was just like, this game, no
Your
thank you.
game.
I like Beyond Two Souls though.
I haven't played that, but I heard that's supposed to be free as a PlayStation Plus game.
Free game. Yeah, it's way better than Heavy Rain in my opinion, and I Batman the fuck out of Detroit. Like you get like 6 endings in the demo,
right?
And I got all of them, but
How?
they're like fucking just playing it over and over again. But there are certain choices that you can miss, even if you make literally every choice. Because apparently I missed 3 of them out of the whole web.
Jesus. For a demo to have 6 endings like that is pretty cool too. So, I think this is going to be a pretty good game. In all honesty,
I agree with most of the things I read online about it. There should have been, if you haven't played the demo, there's not a choice to save the girl and the robot. Well, the android, which that should be an option. Like, the closest thing to that is you save the girl, you gain the android's trust, and then he gets shot, and then he's like, lied to me, and then turns off.
That's some pretty deep shit. Hello. I think that's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be pretty good. Maybe we'll do a playthrough of it, or I don't know. Never mind, Junior's probably not gonna buy it.
Yeah. Well, it's not co-op.
That's true.
And speaking of playthroughs, Ken said if you would like to do a sit and play of Kingdom Hearts since you've never played it, he's down to sit there with you.
Yeah, that's right, everybody.
Yeah.
Dante's
never played Kingdom Hearts. Everyone rip a new one in the comments.
Never played Kingdom Hearts in my life. I've always seen people like rant and rave about it, and I've just never had the interest in it.
You haven't played Final Fantasy either, right?
The only shit I've played like one of the older ones on like the Game Boy or something like that. Didn't finish that, so I don't really know what goes on. And then obviously you know that I've played the online game.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's my knowledge of Final Fantasy. I played the demo for Dissidia back when the PSP was a thing, and then I played the demo for the remaster or the remake, whatever you want to call it, that came out for the PS4. I said I was gonna buy it. I never bought it.
Yeah, me neither.
I also never heard about the game afterwards. So I mean, how do you expect me to buy a game?
It literally fucking died.
Like it flopped that hard.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm going for a wild shot here. I think it should have been a Vita release.
Yeah. Just like the original ones came out for PSP. Yeah.
It should have been a Vita release. That not only would have helped the Vita, but the game probably would not have flopped so hard. We are stuck.
Yep.
You want to commandeer a car, or are you just gonna call one? No. What's up with that guy? All right, well let's go before that guy comes back to kill us.
Get the fuck out of here.
Sheesh. He came in like a wrecking ball. But yeah, if the game came out for the Vita and maybe like a cross-platform play with the PS4 type thing, it would have been okay. But if it came out straight for the Vita, I think would have done fine. Because then people would have been like, well, now I gotta buy a Vita. And then PlayStation's just like, wow, people are buying Vitas again. And then they're just like, let's make more games for the Vita. Like, that's how that stuff works. But yeah, you know, it flopped.
If you're watching Fat Boy Mike 5, fuck you. Trying to smash into
But another gaming related news, if you guys remember last year about Nintendo's when they announced the Switch and the Switch came out and everyone was going nuts over it, that they were there's a complaint sent in from a manufacturer called Game Vice when they were attempting to sue Nintendo over their Joy-Cons. and the design of the Joy-Cons and how they're used. You probably remember that, right, Gene?
Yeah.
So apparently, the complaint went further and gained some ground because the United States International Trade Commission has now announced that it will be investigating Nintendo into the whole thing with the Joy-Cons and the whole portable gaming console thing, because Game Vice came out with these controllers that were supposed to go with your tablet, and they would attach to your tablet and you'd be able to play your mobile games and the like. And Nintendo came out with the Joy-Cons that are attached to a screen on like a track in the sides of the screen, and you play the game like that, or you take them off and you can play the game freehand, or with the controller attachment or whatever. Oh my god, my controller just fucking fell. Whoops.
And
please tell me I fucked that up.
yes.
So you guys remember how the whole Nintendo versus Game Vice thing last year? I fucking dropped my controller again. Fuck. Stop falling. Nintendo versus Game Vice. Nintendo is being sued by the manufacturer Game Vice for having Joy-Cons, which Game Vice apparently created beforehand, but for your mobile devices, so you can play your mobile games. Jesus Christ, Junior. Yeah, that whole shenanigans thing, and everyone was just like, nah, Nintendo's gonna win because no one bought Game Vice's device that we know of. They had such a small, like, percentage of people that bought it, and Game Vice is a company that came out of nowhere, and apparently they were working on this thing for years, but how are we supposed to know about that if you don't say anything about it? Nintendo had their thing, like, they had everything planned out for the Joy-Cons and stuff for at least a couple years now, and you'd think someone would bring it to your attention and then you say something, but I think they just waited until Nintendo had came out with the Switch and they realized how well it did, that they were just like, yeah, that's what we wanted it to be, so we're gonna sue you and try and collect money off of this.
They didn't make any product.
No, they didn't make it. Well, they were in the process of making it, and they had, I would assume, like demo,
prototype.
Like a prototype. Yeah, I was gonna say demo. They had like a prototype out, but as far as the gaming community knows, no one knew that this company existed or that their product existed either. And you got to think about it. There's so many other like small companies out there that are just like, oh, if you want to play your mobile games, well, here's a controller you connect your phone to or whatever, and you play your games like that. Like, if you go to any Walmart or Target, you go to where their video games are, you'll see this thing. It's like a Xbox controller, but it's got something to hold your phone, and you plug it in, and you play your games like that. So, essentially, I guess you could say that market for the mobile controllers is super oversaturated in the fact that there's so many options that when they decided, we're going to do one that's detachable, no one cared.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I don't think that their controllers were playable as detachable controllers. Like, I think you had to have it attached the whole time, like it was just one big thing. But yeah, they filed a complaint to the government, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the peoples, the bitches, them, and like I said, it first started as a complaint, which then they attempted to sue, but it didn't really work out. But the United States International Trade Commission has now picked up on it, and they saw it. They're just like, we're gonna start investigating Nintendo to see if there's something there. They're going to try and find out, well, did they steal the design? Did they do this? Did they do that? Or whatever. Like, they're going to try and figure out, like, what happened here and why these companies are at each other's neck, essentially. Which, Nintendo's just like, we did this, we have a patent for it, fight me, we're making money. And Game Vice is kind of just like, no, we did it first, but no one knew about your product or bought it, as far as I know. Like, this could have been some kind of Kickstarter thing that no one knew about, one of those. But Game Vice has gotten to the point where now they're calling for a cease and desist or a limited exclusion order for the Nintendo Switch. Essentially what they want is a Nintendo Switch to be banned from being imported to the US. And everyone knows with the whole Trump thing going on that we might be facing that sort of thing already in the video game industry, where either there will be more taxes on the games coming in, or they just will be banned from coming in altogether because we don't like immigrants as a country or something like that. Whatever nonsense is coming out of that man's mouth. But we're already facing that sort of reality, and now Nintendo's just like, now we have to deal with it. So yeah, they're calling for cease and desist orders, but we don't know what's going to happen. The USITC hasn't even made a final decision, but they plan on it. They're going to keep investigating, and as far as I know, it's really not on their top priority list. It's like, I guess one guy picked up on it and was just like, yeah, let's do this. But as far as priority is concerned, they're talking about doing this at their earliest time, which, in companies or, systems like that, it's like, oh yeah, you give this to us now, we'll come up with a decision next year or something like that.
Yeah.
So, we have no idea what's going to happen, but...
I think this guy's chasing us.
Probably. There's a good chance that the Nintendo Switch can be very, scarce in the US. Like, we might never see it in the US again unless you already own it. But, I mean, I doubt it, because Nintendo's got lawyers up the ass. I mean, who knows? What do you think, Gene? What do you think's gonna happen?
I should probably get a Switch before the end of it.
Just no hope whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think...
But I still think Nintendo's gonna win.
For sure.
They have a patent. There's no physical evidence showing that these guys made anything.
Well, there's physical evidence. There's paperwork and everything, and they've shown the design. Like I said, I have no idea if there's a prototype out there. There could be a prototype. People could have actually bought it, but it could have also been this Kickstarter thing or whatever. But at the same time, the difference in their design is so obvious that if you were to give this to a judge, and a judge were to look at it, honestly, he'd probably be like, okay, these are two different things, get out of here. Because the way the Game Vice device is designed is imagine getting a case for your tablet. Like a hard case for your tablet. But the hard case has attachable controllers for it. That's essentially what their device is. So you have to connect the case to your tablet, and then the controllers also to the case and the tablet. You have to plug all that in, and you play it like that. But if you detach the controllers, I'm assuming this thing doesn't work right, or at all. Whereas Nintendo's, it's just a screen, the attachable Joy-Cons, and you can play with them. You can play with them on the screen or off the screen, as such. But we're not going to know what happens until maybe the next couple months. Next year, I would even wager saying we might not even see anything on this. And it sucks because if Game Vice wins this, not only will they have their cease and desist orders gone through potentially, but every time Nintendo sells a Switch, they have to give them a certain amount of money. That's what they've established now. They're just we want a cease and desist, or every time you sell a Switch, we want money because of the Joy-Cons. But we're going to figure that out in the coming months. But that's all your game news for today, guys. That's all we got for right now. If anything comes up with some of this stuff, I'll be on the lookout. Junior will be looking out for food. Don't forget, no one still challenged Junior to Digimans.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do it myself. I know I mentioned this at some other point, but I'm gonna have to do it myself at this point. No one wants to step up. And where are we going?
Wherever the car wants to go. Not controlling it at this point. He's just I'm going somewhere else.
Also, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe for more videos like this and more ridiculous, retarded content from us. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Okay.